Shalom.
First and foremost, before we start, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Good Millstone, GMS who were well, and the men who taught us this truth. And peace and salutations be unto you, fellow brothers, you Akim that are also pushing up this word of truth, sincerity, and in faith. All right, and in today's video, man, we're just pretty much going to be talking about getting out precepts on something really basic, man. You know, which is a question, a question answered. All right, when even us ourselves, right, brothers, I'm pretty sure I can attest when I say this is, you know, how do you know that we're Israelites? You know, or the outside, someone outside looking in, you know, how do you know that you're Israelites? You know, because this is something that's been going on amongst Israel, especially because you had the, you know, this character Vocab Malone coming against us, saying that we claiming that we found a lottery ticket, essentially implying that we're not Israelites by his works and by his speech. So basically, we're just here to shed some light on that. And of course, to you sincere brothers, you know, how do we know that we're Israelites? You know, how do we know that we pertain to God's children? You know, to the nation of Israel.
If I can say real quick, basically he's uptight. You know, he's mad, angry, whatever, you know, slang you want to use. He's pissed off because, you know, he basically, in his words, not verbatim, but he said, you know, basically on the lines of, oh, he has a problem with us because, you know, now that we know that we're Israelites, because of our identity, we now, hit the lottery, hit the lottery ticket, so to speak, you know, and ultimately, you know, hey man, he's just mad, man, because he, you know, if he more than likely, I don't believe he's an Israelite. I think he's Edomite. And you can tell he's just mad because, you know, the birthright's not his. He's just uptight about it, man. You know, he's pissed off because you know, that hitting that lottery ticket, hey, man, ultimately that birthright, you know, we got it. And he's angry that he's not a part of it, you know.
Okay, we can get the first piece.
Romans 3:3.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, "For what if some did not believe?"
Oh, come on, no, the other one in Romans.
Oh, Salakia. Romans 8:16, and it reads, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai."
Yeah, so read that one more time.
Yeah, Romans 8:16, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High."
Yeah, so plainly put, you know, before we actually start getting into the, you know, nitty gritty, or however the saying goes, nitty gritty, whatever. how do we know that we're Israelites according to the Bible? First and foremost, before even start, even, you know, explaining it to someone, it's all on faith. All right, first and foremost, okay. If you don't want to even integrate yourself with faith, if you don't want to talk about faith, this is not for you. You know, plainly put. If you don't want to believe that you're an Israelite, who cares, man? All right. Oh, at the end of the day, yeah, it's on you, man. All right. Because this whole thing goes back to faith. You know, I believe I'm an Israelite. I don't know that, right? You know, I believe I'm an Israelite. I believe that at the end of the day, we are of the chosen elect. You know, so-called out of the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Those bywords, man. Those people, this select people that has fallen under the pretense of the scriptures. All right, it all goes back to faith. You know. So this is because I mentioned what the word, you know, the spirit. You know, so this is John 6:63 to coincide with it. It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth; the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." Okay, and this is in what, red letter. Okay, which means it signifies that these are the words of Hamashiach Yahushai. All right, which the majority of the world deems as Jesus Christ, but we know him as Yahushai. All right, according to the ancient Hebrew. All right, Hamashiach Yahushai, the anointed Savior of Israel. All right, and he said that was the word that he speaks. You know, they are spirit and they are life. You know what? It quickens. You know, I mean, you are now in the light. You know what's going on. You know who you are, right?
Yeah.
You know what's going on, right, around the world. Prophecy. You know, and he is the spirit of prophecy. And as it is written, well, he comes in the volume of the book, meaning it takes up the space of the whole book, meaning Old Testament and New Testament and Apocrypha included. All right, the whole vibration of the spirit, the vibration of the scriptures, it's all of him. All right, so I'm gonna read this one more time. This is John 6:63. "It is the spirit that quickeneth; the flesh profiteth nothing. the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. And basically, as well, that means that we here at Great Millstone, we also use other books for historical content, or in other words, circular history. Other books and such, other works that men have wrote, just to back up our sayings. But what our main evidence, so to speak, our main piece of evidence is the scriptures, man. So basically, the answer to that question is, how do you know we're Israelites? Of course, first and foremost, faith, belief that you're an Israelite, but also it goes back to the prophecies. All right, because what it just said that Yahweh Shai, it's His Spirit, His words. So what it goes back to prophecy, biblical prophecy, and also biblical history. You line up the things that will happen in the scriptures, and you compare it to what happened in real life, to the select to those bywords, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right, so that you look at those, you compare it to real life events, and you filter it through the scriptures, man. That's how you know who's who, and the heathen included.
Yeah, I wanted to say also, basically, you can even read prophecies that haven't happened yet, and that lets you know that the 1948ers, as the Shwamba calls them, the so-called Jays, them claiming to be us, the so-called Jews claiming to be Israelites, man. The future prophecies of the Israelites being in the land let us know that they're not the true Israelites. All right, so you can literally read in the scriptures. You can even read certain characteristics about certain tribes and stuff, and it fits them to this day. Okay, that's why the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit. Ultimately it is still on faith for you to even believe that.
It always was.
Yeah, it always was. Yeah, it's always about faith. All right, faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. Romans 3:3. For what if some did not believe?
Yep.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
Yeah, because it's funny. It's unfortunate, but you have other vocab Malonies. That's the correct term for multiple, right?
Vocab cronies.
Multiple cronies, right? Or just really multiple demons, just multiple demons coming up against the gospel of Yahweh Shai. You have our own people claiming that we're not the prince of the power, claiming that we're not of Israel, man. So whoever it may be, another vocab, Israelite or not, man. These people, their plans of trying to overthrow the word is not. It's all gonna be futile, man. Meaning it's all gonna be vain. The effort that himself being apologetic, really you're just bucking up, man. Claiming that we what was it? We stumbled across a lottery ticket. That's foolishness, man.
He didn't say it like that. He said.
However, he phrased it, basically just implying that we're not Israelites, man.
Yeah.
As you said, look, it's by faith, man. So
he's angry about, if I could say, when you watch the video, the Elder Apostles to Hard did a video on it. When you watch that video specifically, man, you can tell, man, he's angry. He's uptight, man. He's sick. As we like to say here, he's just sick. Because ultimately, what he's angry that we're winning. That's why the scriptures say in Revelations, the 11th chapter, great fear fell upon them. When the Spirit of the Most High entered back into His men, great fear fell upon the nations, man. Because when we were being niggas and spics and calling each other, different bywords and shit, everything was cool. Like you said in the scriptures, man. They'll be married. Send each other gifts. When we was in chains, physical bondage, even the non-physical bondage, everything was cool. But as soon as we come back to our nationality, we wake up, man. Like it says in Ezekiel 37th chapter. Now it's a huge issue with everybody. Now someone has to stop this. That's how they look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a quick precept. This is the Deuteronomy chapter 28, starting at verse 1. It says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, Yahweh, to observe and to do all His commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth."
Yeah.
All right. And basically, if you want to prove you're an Israelite, what do you use? What do you utilize? You utilize the word. All right, which of course is what is the volume, the whole book, the whole roll. So naturally, you would go to the curses. Deuteronomy. That's a book out of the whole. Salaki, it's a whole chapter, a whole book out of the scriptures. So use the word to prove that you're an Israelite. Case in point, go into the curses, man. Go into what befell your people. All right. Talk about what the hard bondage, the children being separated from their mother and father. All right, our people being in deep poverty, man.
Yep.
Not putting their money in pockets with holes. If you paraphrase it.
Jake's simplicity as well, because the scriptures say that this is a rebellious house. When you go out there and speak, them rebelling and making their head hard against our faces, lets us know that we're the Israelites, man. All right. No one else is also with the 12 tribe sign, which is spoken about in Ezekiel 37.
Oh, that's all. I would love to see. I would like to start a petition. Not really, sarcasm to have vocab break down that chapter in that book. Because essentially is a living prophecy. Because in Ezekiel the 37th chapter, it talks about us waking up as a people. Talking about who we are again. Matter of fact, what I just read in Deuteronomy, that entails the golden lottery ticket, so to speak. How we would be above all nations. Come on, man.
Yeah, and that's what they're mad about, because that doesn't apply to them. Because all this time these Christians and stuff, because not just him, because there's more. Vocab is like, vocab is a spokesperson, so to speak, because he's representing Christianity, right? Well, that's why these Christians are so sick. That's why they're so uptight, man. That's why they're so mad. Cause what? They've been reading the Bible for years, and they're like, oh man, immortality, the kingdom of heaven, and then they come to find out, kingdom of heaven is gonna be on earth, no such thing as hell, and none of the good things that they've read applies to them anymore. That's why they're so sick, man. That's why they're angry. All right. That's why they're wroth. Yeah, let me finish Romans. Romans 3 and 4. Let me read it 3 again. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Most High forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. Right? And vocab, and those of you Christians, man, that speak against the gospel, you're found out to be liars, man. All right? You don't know the scriptures. All right? The blessing doesn't pertain to you if you're not an Israelite, the point blank period. And what? Just because you speak against it and you wicked Israelites that speak against it, does that mean that we're not going to believe anymore? Hell no, we're going to believe even harder now. Abarataza. So it says, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and thou mightest overcome when thou art judged.
That's the point. But the point, actually, the brother mentioned, wicked Israelites. Because as well, that goes for Israel as well. Israel that don't want to accept that they're Israel, that goes for them as well. Yeah. If you don't want to come back to your nationality, well, really, it's like I said, it's up to faith. If you don't believe in it, oh well. Yeah. But if you do believe, the things that are written in the scriptures that's gonna befall you if you don't hearken into the words of the Heavenly Father, we do believe in that.
That's right.
So yeah, you can buck up all you want, man. Ultimately, what that recompense is gonna be how is what you put in. Hey, you reap what you sow.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get them
Baruch chapter 2 verse 30. So and it reads. I couldn't see the highlight. I couldn't see the word salah. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people."
Yeah, right. You serve verse up.
Verse up. It says, verse 29, "If you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations."
Right. So yeah, because what, this is the book of Baruch. Mm-hmm. So what? Obviously, we're talking about Israelites here. Okay, and this is the same people, that don't want to understand who they are. They're also the ones that don't know who they are even to begin with. Mm-hmm. So who else could the Israelites possibly be, man? Right. Who else? They fit the curse. We fit the curses, man.
Right.
If you ask, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, who they are, Africa. Oh, I'm black. But it's like, well, who do we come from? I don't know. We're black, man. Or from Africa. You ask a Latino, where are you from? An example, case in point, Guatemala or something. Somewhere from Central America. All mine. I'm Aztec or something. Someone from Mexico. I don't know. I don't know. I'm an Aztec. Well, what about before? I'm Aztec. Aztec lives matter. The Latino lives, the Latinos for Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. You got Esau, Edom, right? The so-called white man having people cleave onto that. Come on, man. We are the Israelites. We gotta be. We're lost as a people, as prophesied, man. And Jeremiah, I think it's 17 and 9, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, Salaki, 17 and 4. All right, Jeremiah 17 and 4, man. Being discontinued.
it says, Salakia, and it says, where I will scatter them, Salakia. It says, a small number among the nations where I will scatter them. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves.
Right, we're gonna remember that we're winning a lottery ticket with the winning numbers, man. You know, we got it back. We've been one.
And who else
so
did
to
it?
speak?
Oh, so
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, who else did this happen to, man? This didn't happen to the 1948ers, man. The rats, okay? Didn't happen to them, man. When were they in captivity? You know, who went into slavery in ships according to the scriptures, man? All right, who does that fit? All right. So it says, verse 30, for I knew they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves.
Right, in the land of their captivities, man. You know, so wherever we be, you know, we're going to remember that we're Israelites. We're going to come across brothers that are preaching the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, we're going to return and remember upon his name. I think he's going to say that on down, you know.
Verse 31, and shall know that I am their Lord, their power, the Lord their power, Salakia, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck, and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord.
Yeah, we're gonna remember the old way, our forefathers, man. You know, we're gonna come back to who we are as a people. You know, like, of course, a select few. Okay, so that's why really them bucking up is just prophecy, man. You know, we're waking up and they're trying to upset prophecy. That's all it is, man. You know, woke up alone. Any other demon, all right, any other 2/3 Jake, who's destined to be destroyed. They're doing their part by bucking up, all right. But guess what? Those who will be of the right side of the train tracks. We're gonna be the ones that woke up. We're gonna be the ones that repented and remembered the way of our fathers, man. You know, we're actually gonna able to cash in that lottery ticket, so to speak. You know.
Yeah.
So we have to be Israel, man. You know, that's how we know that we're Israelites, man. The biblical prophecy, first and foremost. All right, biblical history, man. We know it, man. And by faith, first and foremost, man. By faith from your respective tribe, man. You know. So.
That's right.
Any more precepts?
Let me see. Verse 32. No, Salakia. And it says.
You reading it?
Where you read 33, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. Right, you see that happening now, man. Because we read the history, and we're like, oh man, you know, we went off, man. That's why we're in this predicament. All right, in this same book, the book of Baruch, it says that, you know, this didn't happen to us for our destruction, but because we moved the Most High to wrath.
Chastising.
Yeah, and that's why they're angry. That's why these people are angry at us, because now we're repenting. You know, now we're getting right. Like this is in Judith. You know, they said to not attack, you know, the Israelites when they're right with their power. Roughly, you know, I'm not really paraphrasing. I'm mentioning, you know, what happened. So,
and I also wanted to mention as well, because these people, this actually contradicts what the Christians believe. If the Christians believe that everyone has salvation, that everyone can be, basically, they can get the reward that Israel is going to receive, then they really know deep down that, you know, what I read in Deuteronomy, you know, what's that, 7 and 6. Right, thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, above every nation and people, kindreds upon the earth. If you're paraphrasing, that means that they know deep down that that's still is true to this day. Because the thing is, you have look, if these people say that if you're Israel and that they claim that we won the lottery ticket, what does that imply? It implies that Israel still got it, man. Romans the 9th chapter. All right, everything else, it pertains to us. The glory, the giving of the law, the kingdom of heaven, all that still pertains to Israel, and only Israel can get it. That's why, you know, the brother said that they're mad, they're irritated. They still know about it. And let's be honest, man, deep down they know not every single person is gonna receive salvation. They know it. They have to know if they're mad about these things. You know, if they truly believe that everyone's gonna get salvation, then they wouldn't even be mad about it. You know, this is I want to get one last precept. This is Hosea 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. So yeah, there you have it, man. In the place where they're bucking up, saying that we're not of Israel, it's going to be in that same place where the prophets are going to tell us who we are, man. They're going to inform us and give us that intel that we are of the sons of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because why Yahweh Shai commanded it, all right? and sanctified by his holy prophets, man. So, you know, those doing that was edifying. We want to end off the video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Rakakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, a good millstone, the men who rule well, the men who taught us this truth. And peace and salutations be unto your fellow brothers, you Akim that are also pushing out this word in truth, sincerity, and in faith. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.